Hello, everyone. My name is Kim Langling. I am here to interview the lovely Lynne Page from I got to get this right, East Midlands of England. And she is a contributing article writer for MO2VATE magazine in the fourth edition, the Christmas bumper edition. She is here to share about her article and what it is that she does in her neck of the woods. So welcome, Lynne. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hello, thank you for having me.
It's lovely to have you. And MO2VATE magazine, as I'm sure you're aware, but maybe our viewers aren't, is the brainchild of Sharon Brown, who is located in the United Kingdom as well, under the big umbrella of Revival Sanctuary. And she started this magazine just last year. It has become a huge success. It's a beautifully put together magazine with a great team behind it and great opportunities that she's put out there for so many people globally to share their knowledge and what it is that they do with the world. And Lynne is just one of them. So, Lynne, I want to hear a little bit more about, and I'm going to go with, and we were talking about this off mic, which was kind of comical. The website is Travel PA. And I'm from Pennsylvania in the United States, and that is our tourism tagline, Travel PA. So when I saw that for your business, it threw me just a little bit because I'm thinking,
Yeah,
isn't she from another country? So
yeah. So over here,
tell us a little bit about Travel PA.
okay. So travel PA, we use the PA part as personal assistant. So to be your personal assistant for all your travel needs. And Travel PA is a family-run business, and it's part of the Sunset Far Away holiday group. And it's actually a father and son who are a Mauritian family. And Sunset Far Away have been running for 40 years. And Hamish, who is the son, brought in Travel PA as a franchise. So it's all home workers. So we do our training and we work from home, and we have a list of suppliers and flights that we can book. So we can book anything from one night in a hotel in the UK to a tailor-made holiday where someone will come to me and say, oh, I'd like to go to, say, Las Vegas, Hawaii, and then San Francisco. And I would just put all that together with all the connecting flights, all the transfers, all the hotels, and get it all booked for them.
Now, how did you get into becoming a travel agent?
Yeah, that is interesting. I did actually used to book my holidays through Travel PA before I joined, but I was actually a bank clerk, working in a high street bank doing various different roles for 31 years. Um, and when I joined the bank, I was only 16 and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And I thought, well, I'll do this job until I decide what I want to do. And it just took me 31 years to realise I wanted to be in travel. So I love to travel. Me and my husband take 3 or 4 holidays a year. We like to go to all different places, and we like to immerse ourselves in the culture, and learn as much as we can about the countries that we visit. And I used to get all my friends and family coming to me going, oh, where would you recommend for this time of year? And what have you been there? And what would you recommend? And I thought, I get paid for doing this. So that's when I decided, in October 2019, to resign from the bank after 31 years and completely retrain as a travel agent and run my own business.
So you did that in October of 2019.
Yeah. And then
And then,
COVID
and then
came.
a few short months later, the
Yeah,
world turned upside down. How did
absolutely.
I know it had to have had, and it most certainly did have an effect on your business, but how were you able to shift into that gear of there's this fear of travel now, or you can't travel now? What changes did you have to make in your business?
Well, I say luckily I hadn't, because I was so new, I didn't have masses of bookings that I had to change or cancel. So that was one good thing. Um, I also had loads still to learn. So I spent the time in our first lockdown doing lots of webinars, learning about different countries, learning when, where the best time of year is to go to certain areas, loads and loads of learning, and also sharing as much as I could on my business Facebook page, setting up LinkedIn, learning about LinkedIn, learning loads about social media. I did lots of networking, which has really worked for me. So I did make the most of that time when people couldn't travel. I was always updating everybody on my pages as to all the travel corridors that we had, and all the information that people needed to enter or exit a country, what quarantine days they had to do, if they needed PCR tests before they went, if they needed one when they arrived, if they needed one before they departed. So yeah, it's just been ongoing. So although it's been a year like no other, I've learned a massive amount about travel. And also, while it was quiet, I asked my local newspaper if they had anybody that did a travel blog with them, which they didn't, and they came straight back to me, and I now do a travel column every month for our local newspaper. So I also keep our local people, community, informed about what's going on.
Perfect. That's perfect and good initiative.
One tries.
That's yes, that when we had to.
Yeah,
We all had to take initiatives in different directions that we didn't anticipate
absolutely.
prior to March of last year.
Yeah,
So, as a travel agent, and I know travel agents, you do so much more than just book me a flight to Bora Bora.
yeah.
Give me a little background on what else a travel agent does, and many people might not know.
So a lot of it involves, I know people use us because they hate trawling the internet to try and find the best deal. So that's why I say, well, use me, because I don't charge for what I do. I give you a price of the holiday, and that's what you pay. So yeah, we do lots of searching the internet trying to find the best hotel. We have what we call a bed bank, and that's various different suppliers that give you different deals on hotels in certain resorts, certain countries. So we have that. Then there's people that want trips booking and excursions. So, researching that, trying to find the best excursion for what suits that client. And then again, we have webinars for different companies, different suppliers. There's lots of paperwork involved for when, I've done a booking this morning for some clients to go to Dubai, and that took me a couple of hours to sort out once I'd got the price in, and then you have to load all the information onto your system, and you have to send out ATOL certificates and confirmations and get your deposits paid, and yeah, there's a lot to it.
So, does your agency, do you provide travel insurance, or say, like just with during the pandemic? And I know you briefly mentioned it in your article, how some folks may have gotten stuck, where they were
Yeah,
at when this, when everything just went crazy due to COVID. And you do briefly allude to that in your article. So, when that something like that happens, and it very well could happen again in the future for
yeah.
folks, what is it that you, as the travel agent, how is it that you're able to help your clients?
So I would liaise with the client and then liaise with the airline or the package, the tour package company it could be, and get them a flight home. If they have, we don't provide travel insurance, so we make sure that our clients have separate travel insurance of their own before they go, and then we would sort out their accommodation and their flights and transfers to get them back into this country, should the need be.
So they know that they can turn to.
Absolutely,
If,
absolutely.
if
And
I may,
that is part of what we do, is to, some people might say, well, I found this cheaper somewhere myself online, and I say, well, that is absolutely fine, but will you be able to ring them at 10:30 on a Sunday night to say, can you help me with this? no, you'll have to sort that out yourself. So you are getting the service and the support, and it's before, during, and after your trip.
And that's fabulous, actually.
Yeah,
That would be a load off of a lot of people, I am sure.
absolutely.
Now, I'm just briefly glancing here because you had mentioned from rebooking flights and fighting for refunds,
Yes,
you're changing accommodations, transfers, and excursions, that you've handled everything on behalf of your clients so they can focus on keeping their family safe and well during these scary times.
yes.
I loved that paragraph. I highlighted it actually.
Thank you.
I loved how you worded that. I thought that was just perfect. Now, you had mentioned that your husband and you like to you travel on holiday several times a year.
Yeah,
That can only be a benefit for your clients when they're looking for something. You can actually personally give them
absolutely.
ideas and examples.
Yeah, definitely. I've had people ask me recently about the Maldives in the Indian Ocean, which I've been to twice now, and would thoroughly recommend it to anybody who wants a bit of paradise. Um, the picture that you see behind me at the moment, this was taken from my beach villa door. So I literally stepped out of the door onto this beautiful beach with that beautiful blue sea. Fantastic. And I've been to New York several times. I've been to Las Vegas. I've been to the Middle East. I've been to several places in Europe. So I am quite well traveled. There's still lots and lots of places I want to travel to. But yeah, and if I don't know about the place, I will find out.
That's wonderful, and it's just added value. I think when you can give a personal recommendation, you know.
Yeah,
Now, do you have clients that come to you? They're super excited about their travel, but they might be fearful in some aspect of it. Like maybe
definitely.
how do you help them over that? Because you know they want to go, but
Yeah,
how do you help relieve their anxiety a little bit?
yeah. A lot of people do need reassurance, especially over the last year. And a lot of the holidays that we book, um, specifically the packages, have a flexi deal with them. So it means that they can, should COVID affect their booking, they can change it free of charge.
Oh,
Um, or get a refund. So that is one of the things that I do reassure people. I always we have quite a lot of erratas, so terms and conditions with different bookings. So I make sure I point them out before they book anything. So nothing's kept from them. Um, I always tell them exactly what they're going to get, what support they're going to get, and if they've got an issue, we can sort it out for them.
and that's got to be so reassuring for them. I know it would be for me
Yeah,
if I were booking travel. It'd be reassuring that I could a phone call away or a text or email away and say, "Hey, I'm stuck here or whatever."
yeah.
And to know that that there was someone there on the other end that I could turn to and you wouldn't have all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
fluster
I
going
mean,
on.
there's enough going on without having to worry about all of that, isn't
Yes, there.
there? I
Yes,
did
there.
have some clients last year, and they had booked a trip to Thailand, to an ethical elephant sanctuary, and then to Dubai as a surprise for their daughter's 21st birthday. And obviously that they couldn't go. So I rebooked that for this year. Then they want, because they still had the time off, and at that point there were some travel corridors. They then wanted to book something else. I booked that for them. That was cancelled. So very last minute, I managed to get them a package holiday put together, and they went away for a week, and they were so happy. They sent me a bouquet of flowers to my house to thank me for their help.
Oh, that's
So
wonderful.
that makes it worth it.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. I am sure it does. And what a great testimony from your customers or from your clients
Yeah,
on the wonderful job that you do for them. Sounds like you go above and beyond.
I like to, yeah.
And it's just a good feeling knowing that you helped them out and you were able to get them what it is that they wanted so they could
Yes,
enjoy their time off and together.
yeah.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So I have a question for you. What made you consider and want to submit an article to Motivate Magazine?
Um, I love writing. I discovered my love of writing just before I changed my career, because I started writing a mental health blog.
Oh,
Because that was another reason why I left my banking job, because I was suffering with my mental health. So to help with my anxiety, I used to write things down, and then I thought, well, this might help somebody else. So I started writing a blog, and I got a really, really good feedback. Of course, then I got the travel column in the newspaper, and I was really enjoying that. And I saw the MO2VATE magazine and started following that. And I think Sharon had asked if you'd ever had anything published before. So I said yes, I had, and it was travel. So she said, well, why don't you submit an article? And I thought, well, yeah, why don't I? So I did, and I was lucky enough to get it published
and you got it in the one of
in
the
the bumper
yes,
edition.
in the bumper edition. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the magazine is just, it's such a nice, I mean,
Oh, it's
really, it's a
beautiful.
beautiful magazine. It really
Yes.
is. And, folks that are watching this right now, if you haven't subscribed yet, it's a digital magazine and they do print a limited number of copies. So you got to get in there quick to get your
Yes, you
hard
have.
copy in your hands. Because I got to tell you, they really are beautiful, beautiful magazines, unlike any other, really, that I've come
Yeah,
across.
yeah.
Well,
More
I'm
like a
gonna,
book.
excuse me.
It's more like a book.
It is. It is. They're beautiful. This, and I know you won't be able to tell, but this is the Christmas edition, and look how thick it is. It's just wonderful, and the pages are really heavy stock and
Yes.
glossy, and it's just a really, really nicely put together magazine. I'm excited to be able to do the interviews with the authors of the articles. It's exciting, and when I get my magazine here in the United States, I finally get it in my hands. I'm just like, oh, here's another one. I actually get excited about the magazine. Well, Lynn, I want to thank you so much for, first off, submitting your article to Motivate Magazine, and congratulations for getting chosen to
Thank
be in
you.
it. That's wonderful. It's a big accomplishment, actually, to be in a global magazine. And your information, I think, is invaluable, and what you offer to your clients is invaluable. It truly is. And
Thank you.
I am sure that you've put so many people at ease, just with your background and your experience. And it sounds to me like your heart. You go all in with your heart on your job, and that's noticeable. So thank you for being that type of person.
Oh, thank you. I do love what I do.
And it shows. It does show, and I love seeing that. I love seeing that. So thank you again for being with me on the Motivate video here for the contributing article writers of Motivate Magazine. I'm going to share my screen here for just a second. So folks, all of you that are watching, you want to learn more about Motivate Magazine, or you want to subscribe to Motivate Magazine, it is the Small Business Bible. Motivate Magazine is the micro and small business owners' go-to business Bible, written by small business owners for small business owners who want to lead in their respective industries. So check out motivatemag.com to learn more, and you will not regret it. You won't regret it.
Won't.
So, Lynn, thanks again so much for being
Oh,
with
you're
me.
welcome.
This was an absolute pleasure to chat with you, and I am sure we will be seeing more of you in the future in Motivate.
Oh, thank you. I've really enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming along this journey with us.